Green, he's gonna make you pay. That is way too much space. Watching 4 championships in 8 years.
I like it.
I don't know where he came from.
Mac McClung is one of the G League's best products in recent years, as he won the G League Rookie of the Year, and his recent Summer League stint with the Warriors helped prove that he deserves to be on an NBA roster. But what if I told you that when Mac McClung was born, he never should have made it past being born, or that he didn't even pick up a basketball until turning 12 years old? Mac McClung went viral for his mind-breaking dunks when he was just in high school. But today, McClung is fighting for a final roster spot on any of the 30 NBA teams. And let me tell you why there's a chance that he might just go ahead and be the biggest steal of the offseason, despite the Lakers and the Warriors being willing to let McClung hit free agency. Before we get to the content, if you want shorter versions of this content, make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at TheFlightMike. Make sure you subscribe and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mac McClung was born in a small Tennessee, Virginia border town called Gate City, home to just 2,000 people. And the minute he was born, McClung would immediately start his fight for life, as he was being choked out by his own umbilical cord that had happened to wrap around his neck during birth. McClung wasn't getting the proper amount of oxygen he needed in his brain, and when his father saw him, he couldn't help but think he was as blue as a Smurf. Fortunately, however, doctors were quick enough to remove it and save McClung before anything bad had happened. Growing up, Mac was ultra competitive. How competitive, you might ask? Well, if you were pouring a bowl of cereal, Mac would race to grab a bag of more cereal, pour his own bowl, race to see who could eat it faster, and if he lost, would race to see who could drink the remaining milk the fastest. He got this sense of competitiveness from his old man, Marcus McClung, who played linebacker but mainly special teams for the Virginia Tech football team of the early 90s. When Mac started playing youth football just like his father used to, his competitive spirit was so strong that he literally could not stop working out in his family's home gym. It got so extreme to the point where the family had to literally ban Mac from working out in the gym when his sister Anna was trying to work out, just so she could work out in peace without a little 10-year-old gym rat outworking her every move. But in particular, rather than the treadmill or lifting weights, young Mac McClung loved the Vertimax machine. The machine helped an individual increase their vertical through resistance training, and this is something that would benefit McClung invaluably, as you're going to see later on in this video. In his youth, McClung liked football like any other Virginian, but he just wasn't in love with the sport. However, things all changed one day before McClung entered 7th grade, when his parents took him to the gym to sign up for basketball. He ducked his head inside for a minute and basically never left, said his coach at the time. From that day, Mac McClung had found his passion, his love in life, something that had made him truly happy, and that was basketball. By the time McClung entered high school, he knew that football wasn't for him, and after growing 4 inches as a freshman, Mac McClung decided to play just basketball, a decision his father admitted made him extremely happy, seeing as he knew firsthand just how physically demanding the sport of football can be. But by the time McClung was a sophomore, he was already a Gate City hero. McClung, ever since he could dunk the basketball, would be getting attention for it. But not only could he dunk for fun, he could dunk in games, and soon highlight reels of McClung dunking on Virginia high schoolers started to go viral, and this is how he established his reputation. Just imagine a video of a kid with a Justin Bieber-like haircut dunking on 6'5" college prospects started to show up on your social media feed, and soon everywhere McClung went in Gate City, he was met with requests for autographs, picture requests, people telling him that he was the man, and when he turned on his cell phone, it would sound like a pinball machine with all the notifications. As a junior in high school, McClung averaged 29 points per game, 5.5 assists per game, as well as 3 steals per game, en route to a scholarship offer from Rutgers to go play in the Big Ten. And immediately, Mac McClung would commit to Rutgers. However, he never quite got accustomed to New Jersey. And can you blame him? Coming from Virginia, where the coldest it gets is 40 degrees, waking up in March in New Jersey must have felt like a nightmare. Take it from a guy that moved from California to New York for 5 months, it is really tough. So as a result, after averaging 42 points per game while breaking Allen Iverson's state record for scoring scoring in a season, Mac McClung won his school's first state championship and did enough to earn himself a full-ride scholarship to Georgetown University. It was still cold, but at least it was in New Jersey. In his freshman season, McClung started immediately averaging 13 points per game and just over 2 rebounds and 2 steals as well. However, it wasn't always like that, as in his first 6 games, Mac McClung needed some time to adjust to the college pace of play and averaged just 6 points per game on just over 30% shooting from the field. However, on November 28, 2018, something switched in McClung and he started to dominate the Big East Conference. From that day until the end of January, Mac McClung averaged nearly 18 points per game while shooting 45% from the field. In this stretch included a performance against Little Rock where McClung put up 38 points on 4 of 9 shooting from downtown, proving that he wasn't just a threat at the rim. In 2020, McClung still managed to ball out despite playing most of the season with a foot injury. He was forced to miss some time, however, being the competitor he is, McClung decided to return early to average just 15 points per game on similar shooting percentages as the year before. After the season, McClung would declare for the 2020 NBA draft, however would pull out and transfer to Texas Tech for 1 more year of college hoops, mainly just to get better game tape against better competition in the Big 12 Conference rather than the weaker Big East Conference Georgetown was in. That season, in a game against West Virginia, McClung put up a 30-piece on 4 made threes, shooting 57% from 3 that game. At Texas Tech, McClung revamped his game as he averaged a similar 15 points per game, but this time shot 34% from 3, which isn't that bad when you consider the fact that at Georgetown, McClung was a career 29% three-point shooter. At the end of his junior season at Texas Tech, McClung would declare for the 2021 NBA draft. However, he would go undrafted before signing with the Los Angeles Lakers for the 2021 NBA Summer League. Mac McClung played decent in Summer League, with the Lakers averaging just 4.2 points per game, nearly 3 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Not bad, but not good enough to get him a spot on the team as he was waived in August. But fortunately, he would sign with the Lakers' G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers. In the G League, Mac McClung absolutely balled out, winning the G League Rookie of the Year award, but also managed to play in the NBA with both the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers. That season in the G League, McClung posted 21 points per game on nearly 38% from 3, and had nearly 8 assists per game, and added 6.5 rebounds to boot. Mac McClung was doing it all in the G League. That year, he played just 1 game with the Bulls and the Lakers, however played best with the Lakers, putting up 6 points, a steal, a block, 3 rebounds, and an assist in 22 minutes played. At the end of the 2021 regular season, the Lakers signed McClung to a 2-way contract. However, they would decline his $1.6 million qualifying offer, officially making him an unrestricted free agent. McClung would then play in the California Classic with the Los Angeles Lakers before playing with the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Summer League. And through 4 games, Mac McClung averaged 13.3 points while making 50% of his 3-pointers. It's widely speculated that at this point, Mac McClung won't make the Warriors' final roster. However, it is certain that the 2021 NBA G League Rookie of the Year won't be without a home for much longer. In the 2022 Summer League, McClung set the internet alight, as in his final game of the Summer League against the Washington Wizards, he put up a loud 14 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Which on the surface, you might be saying, okay, it's just 14 points and 6 assists. But the way he got those 14 points and 6 assists were via highlight reel play after highlight reel play. McClung seemed to flash new moves in the post and even was able to find an open teammate whenever he was double teamed. One of the biggest flaws McClung displayed consistently was getting tunnel vision and taking a difficult shot. Not because he had a low basketball IQ, but because for his whole life, Mac McClung was always called upon to take the difficult shots. However, now that McClung is in the NBA, he has other more talented teammates who are able to not only take difficult shots, but will knock down the wide open shot at a way higher and consistent rate than McClung when he is double teamed. But now we have seen McClung fundamentally change the way he plays basketball, and now he does find the open man. He does pass the ball when he is double teamed, and Mac McClung's game evolved right before our very eyes. Mac McClung's future is as bright as any of the other undrafted players, as at the very least he is a G League phenom, and at the very most he could be a solid player in the NBA. Over time, McClung has proven that despite being famous for his highlight reel dunks, he actually realized the value of improving other aspects of his game, whether that was improving his ability to shoot the 3-ball, and the fact that he was able to develop this skill so well over the past few years that it went from being an afterthought in college to one of his main skills in the NBA. McClung, as of right now, seems to be a volume scorer who could eat up minutes for an NBA team looking to tank, or just trying to find the right guys to fill the lineup with. The truth is, other than the G League, McClung hasn't played enough minutes to prove whether or not he could produce at the NBA level. In college, McClung didn't really get better as a player year to year. His biggest jump was from a bad three-point shooter to an average three-point shooter. He's too small to be a shooting guard, but he's not a true point guard either. Sometimes on offense, he can still get tunnel vision, and instead of finding the open man, he'll settle for a bad shot instead. He's a solid defender with decent length and shot blocking ability as a guard. However, he can be slow at times when defending smaller guards. He's inconsistent from three. However, if he can improve his streaky three-point shooting like he's shown in the G League and is willing to pass the ball more in order to become a more natural point guard, he definitely can find a spot in the NBA. Don't expect much from Mac McClung at first. He was undrafted and still has to develop a lot of his skills, but just as a raw basketball talent, McClung is elite. His athleticism is definitely on par with players in the NBA. He can throw down the ball like no other, and he can make difficult shots look like child's play. But when Mac McClung is cold, he is ice cold. If he can work on making shots more consistently, then maybe Mac McClung will arise as a starting guard in the future. However, realistically, Mac McClung will probably be a end of the bench role player or a player that gets some minutes on a struggling team. McClung right now is a NBA free agent looking for a team willing to give him yet another chance. But when he does get his chance in the NBA with a team that needs him for more than one game, I doubt he'll squander the opportunity, and more than likely, we will be seeing a lot more of the kid from Gate City, Virginia.